Let's talk about it. This is the podcast where Jamie and Kirsten talk about everything.
No limits, no boundaries.
Join us while we talk about what really goes on in our lives.
Anything goes.
So without further ado, let's talk about it.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. How are we doing? Oh, wait. Try wait a couple of seconds. Good evening, you sexy fuckers.
Good evening, you sexy fuckers. How are we? I'm
How
okay.
are we?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
You don't sound too sure about that.
I don't know.
Just
I
okay.
feel like the same that I happen, I guess.
Okay. Fair enough. Right. All right, yeah, welcome back to another episode, guys.
Welcome back to another episode. Thank you for joining us, whether it is evening, daytime, solid little lunch break.
Yeah.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, anyways, this is like the most awkward intro of all time, and I'm just kind of like, let's just like dive into it because we have no like bullshit fillers beforehand today. Like usually we'll get stuck on something and then talk about it for like 20 minutes before we get into weekly check-in.
Right.
But
we really
today we don't have that.
Who are we?
Which is weird, but we're back on the rails today, apparently. I don't think that's gonna last, but
yeah,
we'll try.
I give it till after
we've been off the
weekly.
rails for like 2 months.
We really have been. I give it till like midway through or after weekly check-in for us.
It's the weekly check-in because someone talks about something and then we get so sidetracked. But yeah.
All right. I'll let you go first. How have you been? How was your week?
I've been okay. So first I'm not gonna apologize for the way I look because I have nobody to fucking get makeup on for, but I do want to just give like a quick little thing. My skin's really bad this week. I'm on my period. I'm having like a bad breakout.
Your skin literally looks so clear right now. Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
at the like end of it. I'm at the end of the breakout where there's just like scabs and shit. It is what it is. Whatever. I just want to let my skin breathe.
Not a pimple on your face when I look at you right now.
I promise you, there's several. But anyways, I just wanted to let my skin breathe and not put any makeup on it. So that's what's happening with this. So yeah, sorry about it. Not really though. Anyways, my week. Well, like I said, I've been on my period, so that's never like a fun time. Especially with mine. I really should go to the gynecologist. I've been having like bad messed up periods for like over a year now, and I just like haven't went to get that checked out. So
I feel like we've talked about this like 6 months ago about you going to the gynecologist. And
yeah, still never happened. I'm gonna do it before obviously when I turn 21, I'm gonna have to. But it's like it's just
I haven't been to the gynecologist in months.
I've never been to one. I've never been. I don't want to
strain to the gynecologist.
No, I've never had a reason to. I've never had any weird things happening down there. So like I've never had a need to, I don't think. I think you're supposed to go once you turn 21, right? I don't fucking know.
You're supposed to go before that.
I don't think so. No one's this is the problem. My mom left. So like I didn't have a fucking mom to like tell me when to get that shit checked up. Like I don't know.
I feel like I got like my first pap smear at like 16.
Oh, I 100% never. I didn't have sex until I was 19. So, like, nothing ever went up there until I was, like, almost 20 years old, you know?
Well, I feel like...
I don't know. Yeah, I've never been, though, and I probably need to because, like, my periods, so the first, like... It's been well over a year now, but for like a year it was extremely abnormally heavy.
Well, that's why I started first going to the gynecologist so young. It's because of that. But I feel like you should have went like a year ago when that was happening.
Totally should have. Yeah. No, I totally should have. And my periods are so heavy and painful, like so fucking painful. And then the last like 3 to 4 months, it's been really weird and light and not that painful. And I'm like, that's not normal for me because usually they're super painful and super heavy. And now it's like not. So I'm concerned that it's like going back and forth every couple months. I feel like that's not normal. So
I don't know. I couldn't tell you
probably
because I've never had like a regular period in my life. Like I'm so inconsistent.
really. I also am like
And that
kind of
shit changes
concerned.
like timing like every fucking month.
I'm kind of concerned. I have like bumps when I push on my stomach. There's like it's like not good. Like I don't know if I got like tumors or what, but like it's not good when I like push on my lower abdomen. Like there's like fucking bumps and shit. And I'm like,
Is
that's
that like
probably
endometriosis?
probably yeah,
I don't
probably.
know like what that feels like.
It's
I've
yeah.
never like checked.
I mean, like, yeah, none of my sisters who I've asked have it. It's when I push on my stomach, there's literally like lumps underneath, like inside. It's not normal. I don't know what the fuck it is. So, yeah,
Jamie, you really need to go to the
watch,
gynecologist.
I go, I have like cancer.
That's not
That
even
would be,
funny.
it's not funny. I'm just saying, like, that would happen to me. Like, I would go and I would literally have something like seriously wrong and it was my fault because I waited so long to get it checked out. It's not funny. I'm just saying it probably would
You really
happen.
need to go.
I know that. I'm gonna go. I just don't like that. I don't want a stranger like up in my business, you know?
I mean,
Like that's mad weird.
it's never like a good time, but like
And then it's like, what's more like appropriate? Should I go to a female because like she knows what it's supposed to look like? But then it's like guys are, you're a doctor, you're trained to know. So what's the least weird? I don't know.
I don't know. I've been to both.
Which did you think was like more comfortable? I mean, they probably both fucking sucked, but like,
I don't know because like I've never had like a good gynecologist. I don't know.
really? Yeah, you've told the horror story about your fucking
Oh my God.
that yeah, that was fucked,
So
but
when I'm gonna say like 17, 16.
mhm.
Well, I was on birth control pills to begin with, for like my period cramps and like having like such like a heavy flow. And
Mhm.
then I like when I became like sexually active, I like got on the shot. So like I didn't have to like forget to take a pill.
Not the plastic up my bottle.
Oh my God. Because like that you get like every 3 months. And then I'm like so paranoid about
Yeah.
like getting pregnant on accident.
Yeah, when I
Um,
was talking to a guy, I was too.
so I I know like a lot of people that have had the IUD and like had like
Mhm.
good experiences with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the IUD.
Mhm.
So I went and it was like this midwife. She was like trying to put it in.
Mhm.
And it was the most excruciating pain that I've ever felt in my entire life. And it was just
Yeah.
like she like kind of coming like out and like going back in, like trying to get it in.
See, fuck that. Fuck that. That's a no for me. I'd rather just not, you know?
And then she literally looks up and goes, if I try again, I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up like your cervix.
Like, hello? The
So I was
fact
like,
that we have to
okay.
go through this is so unfair. Like,
So I was like,
that's
okay,
crazy.
let's not try again then.
Like, what? I can't. That's insane.
But like I've only had a male when I think it's very important, like whenever you like have like a new sexual partner to like go get tested after and before.
For sure.
So after I had like a new sexual partner, I went and like just got like a routine testing.
Love that.
Um, and it was a guy, and I mean either way, either if it's like a female or like a woman, it's just when they're all up in your shit. I
Yeah.
said a female or a woman, a male or a female, and like they're all up in your shit, like it's awkward and
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
that's true. Yeah, I should
So I
probably do
wouldn't
that.
say that like I prefer one over the other. I just have never had like a
A good
wonderful.
time.
I mean, if you're going to
Mm.
gynecologist, it's usually never a good time.
Yeah, so let's hope I don't have something like seriously wrong with me. I think I'm fine. Cause it's not cancer, cause you would be able to tell with like blood work and shit. And I've had
Yeah.
blood work within the last like couple months, and there was nothing abnormal about it, so I'm fine. It's probably just like endometriosis or like cysts or something. I don't know, but
Nice.
yeah, it's fine. I'm the type of person where I'll just like put off going to the doctor for as long as like physically possible. So
Understandable, but
maybe
like
I'll give it
important to
to
go.
I know. I'll give it maybe in the new year. I'll go, but not
Sorry,
looking
there's
forward
like
to it.
a huge like fucking airplane outside my window right now. You heard that?
I don't think I can hear it.
Okay.
Anyways, what else happened this week besides my period? We just see off the rails, just talked about fucking periods for like 10 minutes. Well, I mean, we did things, but do you want me to that sounded weird. We did things.
We did things.
Do we want to talk about our like little activities?
I feel like
In the weekly check-in, or should we do that like separately?
separately.
Okay.
Because
Then
I feel
yeah,
like that will go off the rails.
that's true. That's it for me. I mean, I listen, guys, what can I say? It's the winter time. We know how that goes.
How are you feeling mentally?
I'm okay. I'm okay, actually.
You
I'm
sound like that
really
one TikTok sound.
I
I'm
know.
okay.
I know. No, I'm really okay. It's winter time. There's nothing to do. The days are so short, but is what it is. I'm okay. I'll let you know if I have another mental breakdown, but for the time being, I'm stable. So, love that.
I love that.
Yeah, can't complain. What about you? What have you been up to?
Um, same old shit, but a different day.
For
Um,
sure.
I don't know. I feel like I've kind of am in the same like mental headspace that I have been the past couple weeks, which sucks, but
Mhm.
I've had like some good moments the past couple days, which is good.
Love that. Oh, I put you on Gogglebox.
Oh my
Finally.
God.
I finally convinced her to watch it, and isn't it life-changing?
It is life changing. So like
I know.
yesterday was Sunday
Celebrity
and
Gogglebox is so funny, but I
I
love
f-
just the regular as well. It's really good.
I feel like Sundays are I don't know why I just like brain farted.
No,
Um
you're good.
Sundays are either super productive or like you just don't do anything.
Yeah.
And yesterday was one of those Sundays where I was like, I'm just not,
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered to do anything.
I love that.
I cooked yesterday, so I guess I like kind of did
Yeah.
something.
You did more
Um,
than me because I didn't fucking leave my bed. So,
so I woke up relatively early for how late I went to bed.
yeah, we went to bed late.
Yeah, and Jamie has been talking about Gogglebox like the past 2 weeks.
I'm like hooked, and I'm so glad that whoever the homies are that keep posting on YouTube, thank you, appreciate you because that is the only way I get to watch it. So thank you for that.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch some Gogglebox. And I'm eating my waffles, having a great
Yes.
time.
And
And
you watched Celebrity Gogglebox first, right?
yes, and there's two people on Celebrity Gogglebox just
We love
remind me
them.
so much of Jamie and I. And
They're
I think
really
they're the
funny.
funniest motherfuckers ever.
Yeah, they're
What's their
super
names?
funny. Sean
And
and who's the other one? I don't
Bez?
know. Yeah,
Bez?
I don't know. I've only watched 2 episodes of Celebrity Gogglebox, so that's like the thing. I feel like I'm besties with the like normal kind of like cast of it, like, but the celebrity I've only seen 2 episodes, so I feel like I don't know them yet. But like the normal cast of regular Gogglebox, I'm like, I know them, like those are my friends. Like,
Yes.
I really just
I
feel like
love
I'm
that for
besties with
you.
them. I get to catch up on what they're doing with their week, and it's fun. So, yeah, I put you on Gogglebox finally.
Something else that I want to talk about that I watched yesterday.
Okay.
Um, I watched what's it called?
Can we pause it really quick?
Yeah. Sorry, needed a little intermission.
Yeah, sorry, we just
but
had to discuss something.
I watched this documentary yesterday called Silent Emergency with Roman Kemp that you
Yeah,
recommended to me.
our silent emergency. Yeah, I told you about that because
Can I just tell you I was fucking weeping, and I think he
no, I
did
know.
a
Yeah.
phenomenal job of like really
Yeah.
showing the reality of like these situations.
Mhm.
Just give me like a brief description of like what it's about. Roman Kemp had a friend, Joe, who took his own life in what, 2020?
It was right in like the middle of the pandemic, so I think it was 2020, yeah.
Um, and he kind of showed like the effect that it had on him, his family,
Yeah.
as well like diving into like men's mental health and how it's so
Not
like
talked about.
yeah, and like it just seems like a taboo subject for men to like talk about their feelings.
Right.
Um, and he what really like got me was
Yeah.
when they were at that little like suicide prevention center thing.
Oh, yeah, their little response team they put together for
Yes.
that. Mhm.
And the lady said the youngest one that she has had
Yeah.
call in for help or like message in for help was 11 years old.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's really fucking sad, and it is, like, that's so true, and I'm glad that he's talking about it because you only pretty much especially, like, I don't know, we don't live in the UK, obviously, but, like,
Hmm.
especially in the US, men's mental health really isn't discussed, like, it's not talked
Yeah.
about, and whenever you hear about topics with mental health, it's always females struggling, and you don't guys don't talk about their feelings here, and I can assume that it's probably even worse in the UK with
Hmm.
men not talking about it. Um, yeah, so
Well,
I think
not only
it's
that, again, something like with mental health is I swear, like in general, like whether it's male or female,
mhm.
a lot of times it's not talked about until it's like
Yeah.
recovered or
Right.
something bad happens.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then
so
it's oh, why didn't they talk about this? But when you
mhm.
share your struggles or like put those feelings like on like out there or online, like it's treated as such like a taboo subject.
Yeah, and so I
Or
think it
when sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
no, you're good, you're
Or
good.
when like you see the bad sides of these mental illnesses,
Mm.
that's when people like don't give a fuck. It's like, oh, like why are they acting this way? Why is it
Yeah.
like this?
Mhm.
Everyone wants to preach like mental health until you see the reality of it.
Right. Yeah, it's super fucked up just in general, and the fa I'm so, like, thank God someone's fucking talking about that, like, good for him for starting a conversation about mental health for men because it's not talked about at all, really, and it's like the fact that he was willing to talk about his own struggles with mental health and how, like, some really dark times for him, that's really brave to go on camera
Mm-hmm.
and talk about that. It's, like, crazy, and yeah, I think it's important, like, to show, like, the effect that that shit has, like, we were talking, I can't even imagine being in that situation with having my
Yeah,
best friend commit suicide, I don't even know what I would do, and so I think it's really brave of him to sit down and talk about it and make something that can help so many people, I think that's, like, super, super dope, so
absolutely. I think it's so
shout
important
outs.
not only for like because I like he said like it's like not like he said like in general it
Mhm,
is more women that talk about mental health than men, and I think it's
mhm.
so important and like so I really respect him for being on camera and being like so vulnerable for the entire world to
The
see.
f I think that's probably one of, like, the coolest things about him is he's so the fact that he's able to show emotions in public in front of how many people, like,
Mm-hmm.
on a camera, anyone can watch this, and the fact that he's willing to be so vulnerable is, like, so brave, so important, and I, like, respect that so much, like, it's
Absolutely. And like
crazy.
he has such like he has like a pretty big platform. And I'm
Yeah.
like
I mean,
I
everyone at
really
pretty much everyone in the UK, whenever they wake up, they're listening to him talk for a few hours, so
yeah.
it's like
And I'm really glad that he's using that platform to talk about like such important
mhm.
issues.
Yeah, and yeah, I just feel it's something I feel so bad that he lost his best friend that way, that's horrible. I
Mm-hmm.
can't imagine how that feels, but, the fact that he made that documentary and it's an older kind of documentary, it's been out for about a year now, I think, and we just recently watched it, and yeah, I'm like it got me a little bit, I was, a little emotional watching it because it's tough, but it's important to talk about that kind of thing, so
Mm-hmm. Having like a conversation like that is never easy.
mhm.
And I think it's so important to still talk about these things even though you're uncomfortable.
Right, because like, there was a part in it where he was talking to his mom about a really bad time that he went through on a
Mm-hmm.
specific day, and I related to that so much because I've had those conversations with my dad and kind of, like, explained to him, like, "You didn't know the extent of what I was going through, and I'm
Exactly.
sorry that I couldn't," and I felt bad that I didn't tell him when it was happening, but, like,
Right.
I've had those talks, and it's awkward, but it's like, you didn't realize how bad it was, and this is what was actually going on, you know?
Yes, especially like with a parent. I feel
Mhm.
like it's really hard to be vulnerable with those like feelings and like admit the
Yeah.
severity of like how you feel. And
Mhm.
I know that firsthand because like one of the people that he interviewed in that documentary was like the day that I attempted, my mom texted me and was asking how I was, and I was saying like,
Right.
"Oh, like fine." And
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
related so much to that because
Mhm.
in my own like situations where I've I've been there,
Yeah.
I would say that I'm very good at putting like a front on,
For sure.
and I don't think anyone would have suspected.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
And
It's tough, yeah.
it's hard conversations to have, but
Mhm.
they're so important.
Yeah, so big shout outs to him for making that
Hmm.
documentary. That's inspiring and really brave and important to talk about, and the fact that he's starting that conversation on such a massive scale is, like, really impressive, so
Absolutely.
we love that. Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family. Uh, Speaking of shout out to his family, when I was watching, sorry, I was watching Gogglebox, Celebrity Gogglebox, so
Uh,
and Robin and his dad were on it, and
I can't. I just can't.
I
You need to see you've exposed yourself at this point. Though it was a
I
few episodes back. You really like
I just really fancy Martin Kemp.
I think it's a
With all due respect,
it's strange for me. I don't get that. I think like I've said in the
it's
one
because I
episode,
have daddy issues. I
he's a
think.
handsome lad, don't get me wrong, great
I
looking man.
genuinely think it's because I have daddy issues.
It 100% is. I just think like
But I fancy him a lot. I feel like I'm at that age where I'm like, where I should be like, oh,
you're at the
his
age where
son.
in your head you're thinking, do I want do,
Do I want him or his son? I'm
no,
picking his
or
dad.
you're at the age where are you his girlfriend or his daughter, you know? It's kind of one of those things where it's a little weird. It's like the fine line, and I feel like let's not push that boundary, you know what I mean? It's just weird, but like I respect that for you. I think that's really sweet. I think he'd be flattered that you have a crush on him.
With all due respect, Miss Kemp, your husband, I fancy him. He's a good looking fella. Sorry.
He's a great lad, I'm sure. Yeah, you're the shit you say sometimes though. You're watching Celebrity Gogglebox and it was just really funny some of the things you
Mm-mm.
were saying. I'm not gonna. I would never call you out like that. I'm not gonna say anything else except for you are like really fucking funny sometimes. That's all.
I don't have a filter sometimes, and I need to work on it because like
Yeah, that's tough.
not appropriate. I feel like it would be found very disrespectful.
That's just so gross. I can't. It's tough too because of like. Never mind. Nothing.
Okay. Anyways, what else happened with me this week?
Oh,
I feel like I kind of had like a realization that like I have to let go of friendships that like don't serve me.
for sure.
Not even like it's just like out of respect for myself.
Mhm.
I can't keep on like pushing for a friendship that's just like not there anymore, you know?
Yeah, it's not fair to you,
And
I
it's hard
think.
to like let go of I have like a really bad issue with like I I just had like another realization.
Yeah.
I think I'm having a really hard issue is because like I have to admit that this person like not even that in my head it feels like they left me.
Mhm.
And I have like a really bad
Yeah.
issue with and like abandonment.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it feels like. And it just feels like I'm really like forcing something that's not there
Mhm.
anymore because
Yeah.
I don't want to admit that like
The friendship's over.
yeah.
That's fair, and I think of course that's hard. I mean, we're talking like this years of friendship for you,
Mhm.
and a person that was really important in your life just kind of didn't put forth the effort anymore, and that's of course it hurts. That's like saying you and I would just stop being friends one day and never talk. Like that I would be fucking heartbroken, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, of course it hurts, but at the end of the day, you have to like don't put yourself through that. It's not fair to sit there and get worked up over someone who just will not put forth an effort no matter what. It's not fair to you.
You're
And
right.
you're better off without them, and it's their fucking loss.
Yeah. But like I have this like I had to rationalize everything in my head,
Mhm.
which is making it like harder on me, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just need to like let it go at the end of the day.
Mhm. It'll take time, it's not gonna happen overnight. That
Right.
person was really important to you, so take as much time as you need to get over that.
For sure. Anyways, this week I also realized that
Mhm.
Jake Gyllenhaal really is the villain in everybody's like origin story.
Yeah, so do we wanna talk about that?
Yeah, so we all know that Jake Gyllenhaal is a villain in Taylor Swift's story, but are we
Yeah.
ready to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal as the villain in Spider-Man too?
Yeah. So
So
there
Spider-Man came out
Mhm.
this week.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Marvel fan, as
We've
we've
yeah,
talked about this before.
we saw Black Widow months ago. We loved. I That was the first Marvel movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was great. And
Also, I can't wait for Eternals to come out on Disney Plus because that movie is
mm,
phenomenal. And then I've been waiting for months for the new
mhm.
Spider-Man to come out.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes, well, like guy superheroes.
Mhm.
And I realized today that like all my favorite superheroes, something bad has happened to them or they're dead.
That's tough.
Um, so we're about to talk about Spider-Man
Mhm.
for I want to say probably the next 5 minutes. So if you have not seen it and you are like wanting to see it,
Are we dropping spoilers?
yeah, just go ahead and skip ahead.
Whoa.
Go ahead and say like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I love Marissa Tomei. She plays Aunt May in
Oh yeah.
Spiderman. And when I tell you, I was like mouth open, ugly
Yeah.
crying
You
in
were
this movie
crying, you
theater.
were hitting me, you were elbowing me. We
Or,
need before we talk about the actual movie, we need to talk about how I went. So,
oh
I'm not
yeah,
I'm
I
not a Marvel fan, but Kirsten called me like the day before we went and she was like, "Hey, if I get tickets, will you come with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not? I'm down for a good time." So,
bear in mind,
I
I was really upset that I couldn't get tickets for premiere day because
yeah.
when tickets went on sale, as every Marvel fan knows, the website just like was fucking demolished. Like, and I
Yeah.
got pissed off and just went to bed.
Yeah.
So
So
we got the tickets for Friday, which is like the day after the premiere.
And so that was the day I forgot to mention this in my weekly update. I am boosted, got my third shot for the COVID vaccine. So I got my booster shot that day. And that evening, I was really starting to feel the effects of it. I had like a really massive headache. It was crazy. The headache was there. I took some Tylenol at the movie theater and I was living my best life. Really enjoyed the movie.
Which
It was
I'm
just
so happy about that you enjoyed the movie.
yeah, it was great. Every time you show me one of these movies, I say I need to just watch all of these like movies because they're so good. But
Okay, you literally made fun of me for wearing a Spider-Man shirt.
okay, that was like that's one of those things where it's so like you stan, and I don't get how you stan fucking superheroes. But that's just me because I'm not in it like that. You know, like you're a super fan,
And
and
oh my god, before the movie started, and I was talking about Andrew Garfield, and
oh yeah. Whoever, what the fuck was that bitch or I'm sorry, I shouldn't call that person a bitch. I don't That's what I say when I'm like talking about someone I don't know their name. I just say who is that?
who are you
Who
talking about?
what was that name? Maybe it was yeah, it was before the movie started. You were talking about someone and I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like
Oh,
you are like so in it and I'm like
I
I
was
have
talking
no
about
I don't know what you're talking
Wanda.
about. Whoever the fuck that is,
And
that's
I was like, oh, I heard that she has like a post-credit
I'm
scene.
sorry I called Wanda a bitch. I
And you're
didn't
like, what
mean
the fuck are you
it.
talking about?
Yeah,
Who
I
is
didn't
that?
mean who was that bitch. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, she all this like shit and I'm like I have no fucking
And
clue,
I
but
was
like
trying to
I love
explain to you
that.
before. I was like, yeah, in the movie, like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to like be in it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to you, like, yeah, like they're also Spider-Man.
Yeah, it makes
And
no
you're like,
fucking sense.
what? And I was like, they're in like a different like universe. And you're
Yeah,
like, what?
it just
And I
straight
was
up
like, you
doesn't
know
make
what?
sense.
I just accept at this point that like you're just not gonna understand.
I didn't understand. And I will say my only critique for these Marvel films, and this is a me thing, is I'm not a big like action film person. It gives me fucking anxiety. So the whole time watching this movie, shit pisses me off if they do something stupid. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? Like I'm
It's an
so like
action movie.
fuck that. Fuck that. I'd rather not. I love a good comedy or like a scary movie. I just don't like action movies. That's why I feel like I wouldn't be able to watch all these like superhero movies. But like I love the ones I've seen. It's just like I can't. I get so stressed out watching them because these people are stupid. But like that's how it has to be for like the movie and the storyline, but I just can't with that. So that was my only critique is I was like stressed out the entire fucking time I was watching it. But like
Me too.
it
I
was
literally kept on punching you
I
every
know,
time I like freaked
no.
out.
That's why like I get it. Like I was stressed and I haven't even fucking seen any of the other ones. Like I didn't even know what was happening half the time, but I was stressed out.
Um, so before we went to the movies, we talked about last week. I have a dry socket from
Oh
getting
yeah.
my wisdom teeth out, and I literally just like have holes in my mouth. So I
Yeah.
was like, obviously I can't eat popcorn. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I literally just whipped out.
A whole burger in the movie theater.
I'm eating my fries and gravy.
Like out of your fucking bag. You're like just digging into your
Bear
tote
in
bag
mind,
and pulling out
in my
fries.
tote bag, I brought in a whole ass soft drink, like a nice soda with
Like in
ice.
like a McDonald's cup, like with the straw and everything. It's so funny.
You're like, you're not doing this right now. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and we
doing it.
have to talk about the shirt situation.
Fuck you.
We were we had to do some like last minute shopping for something, and so we were at this store that they have like it's like Five Below for anyone who like knows. You know? Is that like an Ohio thing or do other places have Five Belows?
Uh, there's Five Belows like everywhere.
Okay, pop off. So yeah, we were at Five Below and they have like a t-shirt section and you wanted a nice little some merch.
Fuck you.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I think it's really cool. It's not okay. So let me explain myself. So first of all, we have to state the fact that you were looking in the kids section for this. We were in the kids section looking at the children's t-shirts, which respect.
Okay, on the other side, there's adult sizes. Okay, just not in the one that I wanted.
I respect that. And okay, so Kirsten gets this t-shirt and she puts it in the you know, we go back out to her car. We're sitting there for a minute getting situated and she pulls it out of the bag and I'm like, "Oh, are you going to go for just a t-shirt moment or are you going to layer that bitch with your sweatshirt underneath?" And you're like, I think I might go for a layered moment. I said, okay, I love that. And then, so you put this on, and keep in mind you had a red sweatshirt underneath, and you have your gray t-shirt with Spider-Man
It's
characters.
white. Thank you.
Oh, okay. My bad. So she puts the shirt on, and she's looking at me, and I was being real. I was like, that's everything. But
And
then
then
I
you
like,
start cracking up
but then
laughing.
it like really dawned on me the fact that you were wearing Spider-Man merch to go see the movie.
Fuck you. And
And
I would have wore his whole Spider-Man costume too. I don't give a fuck.
and I just thought that was the funniest thing ever because it is. It's just you're a fan, and I love that for you. It really is everything. It's just I don't get it because I'm not a part of the Marvel community. So I'm not involved in that. But like I respect it. The commitment, like I really do respect.
Fuck
It's
you.
not funny. I'm not laughing at you. I swear to God. Like, I don't think it's funny. It's just like the fact that it's this running thing now about the fact that I laughed in your face at your Marvel shirt. But I really wasn't trying to laugh at you. I was laughing at the situation. And that's all.
Okay.
I think you looked really cool. I'm not
You're trying
lying.
so hard not to laugh.
I'm not lying. I swear. You looked so great. And I'm not
Okay, so
bullshitting you.
anyways, I'm hyperventilating in this movie theater because Marissa Tomei, or as you know her, Aunt May, she
Yeah.
fucking dies. And
Yeah,
I
spoiler alert.
literally I didn't know how to go on. Like it hurt so bad.
It was tough. Yeah, I wasn't even like emotionally connected to the characters and I was upset. I was like, that fucking sucks. Like she's
So
dead. I don't know
I
why that needed to happen. Like, why did they have to kill her?
because they really said
I
fuck
just feel like that wasn't necessary,
because they
you
really
know?
just said fuck Peter Parker this whole film.
Yeah, for
Like
real.
I just want to give this poor kid a hug. Um
Mhm.
so anyways, I I'm getting like emotional on and off throughout the rest of the film.
Yeah.
And then
Not oh, are we talking about the phone?
yes. So here, just for reference, let me just set an alarm real quick.
We need to talk about the fact of why. We won't go into specifics, but basically, Kirsten sent me a video the other day and she was like, "Oh,
Be
this would
quiet.
totally."
All right, so you
So
hear
that's the
that?
ringtone. And Kirsten, it was the other day, she was showing me like, "Oh, this would be so and so's ringtone, like for sure." Like
Like
being
just
an
like
asshole.
yeah.
And I thought it was so funny because it was so accurate. Like this would definitely be this person's ringtone. or like alarm,
Yes.
whatever.
So when I said that to Jamie, I wasn't with her, so I like screen recorded it, and I
Mhm.
accidentally set the alarm for like
Yeah.
that time, which just so happened to be like when there's like kind of an emotional part of Spider-Man happening. And
Yeah.
so that's when the alarm started going off in the movie theater. And it was going off for like 10 minutes. And I was
And
like,
you didn't
who?
realize it was yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck's like, I was like, that's so like annoying. They need to turn that shit off.
I know.
I really thought it was like the older gentleman in front of us. I was like, how
Mhm.
does he not hear this shit?
No,
And
I was
after
looking
10
around and I
minutes,
was like, how has nobody like checked to see if it's theirs? Like I was so
and
confused.
after 10 minutes, Jamie was like,
I was like, are you sure it's not yours?
and I picked my phone up and I was fucking mortified.
It was,
But
yeah.
then it made me start laughing and I was cracking the fuck up, like
Yeah, me and you were
obnoxiously
just like in
laughing.
tears laughing at this really emotional part of the movie, and the girls next to us thought it was so funny, and it was like that just happened.
And then every time you would start laughing, you would tell me to shut up. And
That's
then it
not
made,
true.
yes, it is. And then it
I
made
would
me start
laugh.
laughing again.
I would laugh because you would. That's the thing when we can't be serious. So like whenever one of us, it's like if you and I were to like go to a funeral together, we would laugh the whole time.
Oh my god, me and my mom have done that.
Because that's just what it is. That's our friendship. And so like
You
when
know what's fucked up?
hmm.
Is my mom did that at like a children's hospital village, like vigil.
That's not funny at
It's
all.
not. One of my
That
mom's.
I think that's so bad that I have to do that because I laugh at inappropriate times and I have to be like, listen, like that's not funny and I'm not laughing because it's funny. Like I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah, it was like middle of the vigil, and it like one of my mom's best friend, her son died young age.
Hmm.
Um, so this children's hospital does like yearly at the end of the year they'll like hold a vigil for like all the children that like families that died.
Yeah.
And my mom went for like emotional support for her best friend,
Yeah.
and something happened and my mom and her aunt were
Hmm.
cracking up in the middle of this vigil as these people are talking about like their
Oh
child
my
that died.
God. Dude, it's so bad.
So bad.
Okay, well, I actually have something comparable. Equally as fucked up. So in high school, I'm like it's not funny, but I'm gonna laugh when I'm telling this story. So in high school, when I still went to our school that we went to, it was like sophomore year. We went to a Holocaust museum for
I have a
English
story
class.
about that
So
too.
okay. So we went to a Holocaust museum in English class, and obviously, like that's not nothing about that is fucking funny. Like that's tragic and horrible. Like it's not funny. And
Mm-hmm.
so the only okay, so the reason I was laughing, so there was this kid who was in my grade. I won't say his name, but he was funny as fuck. We like had been going to school together since we were little. So we were like friends, not besties, but acquaintances. We talked in school. And so we were in the same group for this little like section of the Holocaust Museum. And so this bless this person. I don't even it was okay. So there's so many like elements that go into this story.
I wonder if
So
this is the same story I have.
I don't know. Okay. So this older woman who
It is. It is.
okay. So this older woman
Story.
who was leading this like one room in the Holocaust Museum. She was like talking about it, whatever, and so it's not funny. Like she's telling us all of this horrible shit, but it was the fact that also our chaperone for this group was one of my friend's dads, and
Yes,
he's funny as fuck.
me and
Yeah.
him were literally that's what made me lose it was I looked at him when
No,
it
okay.
happened.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, we need to disclose the fact that this woman had a full mustache. And it's something that I vividly remember laughing at because it was so tough. I was like,
So
God
mean.
damn.
That's
It's
so
not
mean.
funny. I'm not laughing.
That's
I'm
mean. She was
just
like old.
okay, I'm not saying it's funny. I'm just telling you back then what I was laughing at. Okay. I was like 15 years old. Of course I'm gonna laugh at that. And so me and this kid, we were sitting there, we thought it was so fucking funny. He was laughing and I was dying while she's like talking about the fucking Holocaust. And then she's talking about something so serious. It is dead silent. It's so quiet in this room. It's just her talking. And tell me why homegirl fucking tell me why homegirl fucking rips ass.
It was so loud and so long.
Loud.
So long.
Loud. So long. She's the one talking while it's completely quiet and she rips ass and everyone heard it. And the fact that like everyone like looked around and like it was so blatantly obvious that it was her that did it. And so me and this kid look at each other and we start dying. I am laughing so loudly I'm in tears. Like
I looked at my friend's dad and we watched in the other room because
no,
I had
to walk out. I had to walk out. I thought it was so funny.
Can we talk about the fact
it was fucked up?
Can we talk about the fact that wasn't the only time she did it? She did
it more than once.
She did it the rest of like the tour, like repeatedly. Yeah. Like every step this woman took, she was shitting her pants.
No, literally. I think it's so funny that I didn't know we were in the same group for that.
Me either.
That just goes to show like you and I really weren't like friends in high school. Like we didn't talk. But like we were in the same group for that shit. And yeah, so she farted so loud in front and while she's like it's like while you're talking about the Holocaust, like you can't hold it in for like 5 minutes. Like you really like had to let it and the fact that she was so good at just moving past it like it didn't happen. And, like how the fuck? Like no reaction, just like it didn't happen. I could never and I just that was probably one of my worst times where I laughed at an inappropriate time. That was probably one of the worst. I've had some other bad ones, but that one was like really bad. But so fucking funny. Anyways.
Something else that we did. So this past weekend was the Machine Gun Kelly Christmas show for the Tickets to My Downfall tour. And
yeah,
when tickets went on sale months ago, I had like a pre-sale code from like listening to him like a lot on Spotify.
Yeah, I've been a fan of
I've been a fan of Cole since he started like since the Lace Up album.
Yeah.
And when tickets went on sale, I was at work, so I didn't get tickets. And then resale prices at the time when I was looking were like pretty unreasonable. And Saturday I went to lunch with my mom and I was telling her, I was like, like I really wish like I would have got tickets for Colson's show tonight. Especially like since this is his hometown show.
Yeah.
And so I get home, I do some cleaning, just hanging out, and then I just so happened, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna look on SeatGeek. Bear in mind, this is like at the time that I looked, it was 2 hours before the show. And so I looked on SeatGeek, and I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
It was like a good section. And with fees, the ticket was $56. And whether Jamie was gonna go with me or not, I was gonna go.
For sure.
So I called Jamie and I was like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was right in the middle of making avocado toast in my kitchen. And yeah, you asked me.
I was like, do you want to go to MGK concert? And you're like, okay.
Yeah, why not? So you had to hurry. You were already like dressed for the day, and I was in pajamas, and I didn't have my hair done, didn't have my makeup done, whatever. And so that was one of my record-breaking getting ready times.
I love that.
Like did my makeup super fast. My outfit wasn't my best work, but it was like good enough, And I think it's so funny that I stay being like a Louis Tomlinson walking billboard. Why am I always wearing like something of his merch? Like, I really had the beanie and the mask
I
at
just went with the
once.
outfit.
Yeah, and I didn't even do it intentionally. I just love that fucking beanie so much. And then that was the only mask I had in my bag, so I was like, fuck it. And then I really reflected. I was like, okay, I like stay promoting him like at all times when I'm in public. But I love that. Yeah, so we got there. It was super fun. Um
So we get there, and I think that's when we realized, like, okay, these seats are actually like really
yeah.
good.
We like got there and we got in the section. We were like, no shit. Like we really fucking like finessed that shit. Like $50 for this.
$56.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So, there's like a little section like below us.
Yeah, and we have to give shout outs to the
Shout out
homie that was
to the
working.
security guard
He
there.
was he literally didn't give a fuck about anything and we didn't even ask, which like but like fuck it. We just moved down cuz there was a whole section that was just empty and no one was
Yeah,
sitting
because
down there.
technically it was like a restricted view, but like it wasn't.
It literally
It was
wasn't.
not. We were literally on the side of the stage, like
Yeah, we were
sitting on
like
the side of the
side
stage.
stage.
Um,
And we just like went down there. We didn't cuz he didn't give a fuck. He didn't say anything, so we just like sat down there and
it was nice because like it was almost like me and you
watched.
had our own little section.
It was perfect too because that is something we need to talk about, the fact that literally not a single person was wearing a mask except us.
Yes.
And so you and I were like the only people I could fucking tell that were wearing masks, except for like some of Colson's homies that were like down on the floor, but
Yeah,
like
like
that's it.
a good handful of like Colson's homies that were like right below us
Yeah.
were wearing masks and like good
But that was
then.
like it. Except and then it was just you and I, so we were like that's kind of like like
And I'm
COVID's really
so
bad right now.
yeah, so I'm so glad that like we had our own like little section.
Yeah, we had like a huge area to ourselves, so like at least we weren't by anyone really. So
Yeah.
that was kind of nice.
And of course, like we kept our masks on the whole time on like
Mm.
literally everyone else. Um,
I can't even imagine what the like in the pit. There was so many people in that pit, and
oh, I know.
like a couple people probably had COVID, like because it's like unavoidable. Like of course
It
someone's
was
gonna
so
have
like
it.
crazy the difference between like we were there 2 months ago
For
for
Harry,
Harry, and like you had to have your
yeah,
vaccination card. You
had to
had
be
to
yeah,
get like like screened before you got in. You had to wear your mask,
right,
which is like
and
something that I should you think like is a standard, especially. And I'm
yeah.
surprised that like um Rock and Mortgage Fieldhouse didn't like really like instill that.
I think a lot of that was a Harry thing, I think, which good for
Yeah.
him because the fact that not everyone's doing that is crazy. So thanks to Harry, at least like, he was safe about it.
Hmm.
But can't say the same for Coulson and his team, which I mean, I don't know who that falls on. Is it their responsibility to make sure, or is it people going to not be fucking assholes? Like what is it?
Right.
So I don't know, but
Because
yeah.
then like you gotta think about it too in a sense that like Harry's team was so like adamant, like you have to wear your mask, you have to
Yeah.
keep that on the whole time, you had to like show your vaccine card.
Or your negative test,
And
yeah.
the person next to me at Harry's concert mask off the whole time, and like
So
so many
same with
people around me.
me.
So like
Yeah, same with me.
it's
So
so
I
hard.
mean,
It's so hard to instill that. I feel like it
yeah.
should just be like common sense.
It's
It
I at this
should.
point with COVID being so bad again, I'm back to wearing my mask out in public because
I've always.
I'm not I felt okay with it when I was fully vaccinated during like the summer and like it wasn't bad really and I was vaccinated whatever. I felt okay about it. Now fuck no, dude. COVID is like worse than it's been. Like isn't it like right back to where we fucking started? It's like
Yeah,
so
and
bad
it is
again and
has to do like I can't even think about the numbers after Christmas
oh my God. No, I feel
because
so horrible. A relative of mine, she just tested positive like a couple days ago. So she like has to be alone on Christmas basically, except for her like household.
my
And
aunt
like
and uncle
that's
just tested
yeah.
positive.
I like feel it sucks because it's she fully vaccinated, super responsible, whatever, and she still got it and now like she's fucked for Christmas. But yeah, so it's really tough. I feel bad, but I mean, what are you gonna do? So
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't ask us for our vaccination
Yeah, I
cards.
like have my
They
vaccine
didn't
card
ask
ready
for a
at the
negative test.
door.
Yeah, like I had my vaccine card, all of it, and they didn't even give a fuck. And I was like, that's kind of weird. But then you look around and not a single person is wearing a mask, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay. So yeah, that's probably not gonna be fucking good for the people who were there not wearing masks.
So, Jaden was the opener,
He was
and
really great. I was
I was
impressed.
really impressed with him. And I looked at you at like one moment when like all the flashlights were on and like he looked up,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah,
that probably feels like
for
his I
sure.
made it moment.
Yeah, it was so cool. And yeah, that is so dope that like Colson brought him along and like
Mhm.
had him open. I think that's so sick. And he was a great performer. He like really got the crowd going. I was
He
like so
did.
impressed. He's such a young kid and he like it was fun. I had a good time watching him, so it was cool.
But talking about Colson, I felt like really proud of him, like seeing him go from like these small venues to
Yeah.
going up to House of Blues to the Wolstein Center, and then now
He's
like
playing the fucking
the
Q. Like
fucking Q, or
what?
I'm not calling it Rock and Mortgageville. This is the
It's
fucking
literally the
Q.
Q. Yeah, it's the Q. But
Um,
so that's just sick. I'm like that's
so
dope.
yeah, getting like being able to see him perform there,
Mhm.
it felt special, and I like know like that's like such a huge accomplishment for him, and I'm proud of
Right.
him.
Yeah, it was so fun though. We really just had a good time. So,
And something about Coulson, like he is such a performer, and he really knows how to get like a crowd going, and he's
mhm.
great at like interacting with his crowd and with his fans.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, like even though we're on the side of the stage, like
Yeah.
we sang like a verse back and forth with Coulson,
Yeah,
and
it was so funny. We were like pretty much behind him and he like turned around and it was dope. So,
which was awesome, especially because like it was like one of my favorite songs by him too. I was like,
yeah,
hell
yeah,
yeah, like let's
it was
go.
funny. We were rapping back, so
Um,
it was a good time.
but like he could not be stopped. Like the Q really tried to
Mm-mm,
shut
he
him
wouldn't.
down.
Yeah.
They
They
literally just
straight
like
up turned the fucking speakers off
they
and
straight
like
up
they were
unplugged this man,
yeah,
and
and he
he was
still
like,
went.
nah.
He still went and redid the song.
And his fucking stamina is out of this fucking world.
It really is. Like I didn't hear him be out of breath one single time that entire show.
This man literally went for like 2.5 hours,
Mhm.
consistent energy the entire time.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Like what a fucking performer.
And I also want to talk about how funny it is. Like, so I'm not like a stan of Colson. I do casually listen to his music and I enjoy it, but I don't really like, I'm not involved in it. So it was so funny before the show, his pre-show playlist. He was playing like all the fucking music that like I listened to when I was in high
Mm-hmm.
school and I was like going through the emo phase, like all the pop punk. And I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, it was so funny to me that like, everyone was getting hyped to this shit and I'm like I literally feel like I'm back in high school again like listening to the pop punk. So shout out to his pre-show playlist. You killed that shit. It was great.
Yeah, so I'm really happy for Colson. Probably like such a surreal thing to see it like come like full circle from like the beginning.
Mhm.
Um, Also I want to talk about just like for a minute, like how generous of a person that he is.
Yeah.
Um, for example, this girl made a sign and was like, "Oh, $10, I'm taller than you," and he's like, "I'm not taking $10 from you," but like
Mhm.
she was taller than him.
He just like straight up like
Gave her
tossed
two,
200.
yeah, tossed 200 to her.
He said
Um,
Merry Christmas. Like what?
but something I wanted to talk about is he is consistently giving back to the
Mhm.
community. Like I remember when the pandemic first started, he
Mhm.
was like supporting local restaurants and like paying for like people's orders from like this hour to this hour.
Right.
And I was like scrolling on literally like Facebook.
Mhm.
And I saw a thing where he was like giving out like free gas and groceries for
Mhm.
like 3 hours Saturday. Like that's incredible. And I
Yeah.
think it's so like important when you have like a platform and have like the status that you do and are able to give back to your community. And
Mhm.
that's something that I consistently see him doing, and I have a lot of respect for him.
Right. Yeah, it's dope. So, we love that.
Anyways, I had a great time. He is
Same.
an incredible performer and
It was really fun.
proud of him for
Yeah.
sure.
Great show.
He mentioned that he was like the first person and like artist from Ohio to sell that many
Oh.
tickets
Yeah, that was dope.
for the queue, and that's incredible, and I'm
Mhm.
very, very proud of him.
Yeah, so we love that. Shout out to his family.
Anyways, before we wrap things up, we could hit it with the we're not really strangers question.
Okay.
What have you worked on recently that you're proud of, big or small?
You go first.
Okay, it's something I haven't
You
even
first.
talked to you about.
Okay.
So I had like a little mental breakdown and I applied for school and I got in.
I love that. Good for you. What's cool?
SNHU,
Where's that at?
New Hampshire. About
Pop off.
taking classes online,
That's
obviously.
dope.
I just want to like take some like basic courses, figure out what
I'm
I'm doing.
impressed. Good. Proud of you.
Maybe. I don't know, we'll see.
Proud of you. That's good. Yeah, that's
Last time
awesome.
I went to school for basic courses, it lasted a semester, so
Yeah. No, I love that. That's really exciting stuff. Good job.
thank you.
Um, is it bad that I can't think of anything? That's horrible, actually. Something I've worked on.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. Can we? I don't think you could probably think of anything either. I don't think I have, which is actually not good.
I would say you kind of been working on being more comfortable with your body and like what you wear.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. I'll say that's. I'll say I've worked on being productive. I got a fucking job, so love that. But
I'm proud of you for that.
thanks. So yeah. That's mine. I'll let you guys know when I accomplish something, but for now, that's all you get.
Okay, so song of the week. I'm trying to pull what up. Do you have one?
Yeah, this song I've been jamming into this week. I really relate to it. This song was kind of made for me at the moment. Alive by One Direction, fucking banger. Like it hits so hard. I really felt that. So yeah, shout outs to their family. We love.
Mm,
Anyways, what about you?
I'm gonna go with Nothing's Gonna Hurt You, Baby. Cigarettes After Sex.
Banger. Fucking huge tune. Love
Depressing.
that. Yeah. Good song though. Right,
All
love that.
right. Should we
Good
wrap things
shit.
up? I know we got some stuff to do after this.
Yeah, we gotta.
And I gotta edit this before it goes up tomorrow.
And I have to write the fucking description for this before we put it. That's tough. Okay, yeah, we'll discuss after. Anyways,
All
okay.
right.
This
This
has
has
been
been
great.
great.
This
This
has
has
been
been
Let's
Let's
Talk
Talk
About
About
It
It
with
with
Jamie and
Jamie and
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Tune in
Tune in
next
next
week
week for
for some
some
more
more
fun.
fun.
Be
Be
nice, do
nice, do good,
good, treat
treat
people
people
with
with
kindness,
kindness,
stay
stay
safe,
safe.
all
All
the
the love.
love, peace
Peace
and
and
love,
love.
peace
Peace
and
and
love.
love.